Welcome on back everyone to Total Warhammer 3 in part 3 of our legendary Mother Ostankya Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we are going to continue our defense of Kislev through a very aggressive offense. What we need to do though is keep Mother Ostankya back in the Moon Shard. We are going to keep building up her forces, but we are also going to take a quick break in doing so because I don't want her to just be filled up with a bunch of Kossars. All that would be just fine. It's not very thematic. It's what we have been doing with Mother Ostankya before 4.2. This time we're just going to fill her army up with spiders and things in the wood. So we've got one more Akshina ambusher. We're going to have a total of 4 of them, as well as 4 Kislevite warriors like we had before. They were so brutally cut down by those depth guard. And then we're also going to just come onto the Moon Shard here and upgrade Arnheim up to the next tier. This will allow us to upgrade the Silent Grove and get us not only Hag Witches, but the unlockment of the things in the woods, which are going to outright dumpster most of our enemies here, especially against the all of the Dark Elves. There is the concern that the Sisters of Twilight might decide to be our enemy. They don't like us right now.
Your threat must be ended. In Ariel's name.
Apparently we're a threat to Ariel. But we have been fighting the Dracula Coven, which has brought us up from that -40. I bet if we give them a little bit of gold, there is a chance we can try to get the Sisters of Twilight on side, but if they do declare on us, we are going to be very, very brutal, and we're going to wipe them out as fast as we can, because we can't survive a prolonged war against the Wood Elves, I do not believe. They just have us outranged, and since most of our Kislevite warriors right now are not going to have much armor, they're going to go down pretty quickly. Bring Talika back into Ostankya's army here, so she can start getting a little trickle of experience. If we need to send her back out to scout from Marathi, we will. But the plan is once Ostankya has at least these 2 units, maybe even, how long is it going to take before we get like 5 for the turn and then 4 further for the Silent Grove. So it's going to be a little wise before we get access to those things in the woods. So I'm just going to have Kevin drop back into Bleakhold. I'll bring Gotrek forward a bit, and we'll see who decides to settle here at Hag Hall. If the Dracula Coven comes on back down, we'll just clobber them. I'd like to claim this, but I'm pretty sure this counts as part of the forest, so this will likely make the Sisters even more irritated with us if we claim some of their forest territory and eliminate the good work they've been doing. We still got 1,000 gold. Let's go ahead and save, though, because we don't quite... We'll have, looks like, around 400 positive coming in next turn, plus whatever is going to be added from the timber mills. We should be alright. Let's give Kevin a couple more Kossars. More Kossars for Kevin. We'll come on into our next technology. I think we're going to go down the land a little bit further here, so we're going to grab Ice Sculpting so we are able to train up the Frost Maidens. And we are going to immediately be sending these Frost Maidens on over to Kislev itself, start trying to building up relations with them so that we can eventually confederate the Zarina Katarina and anyone else who has survived. I doubt that Kastalton is still with us.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
Exactly. We are going to grab the Spirited Away blessing, which is just as exciting as the aforementioned Studio Ghibli movie. I think we'll go ahead and do that though once we get some more bats. Could use them on the spiders though, so let's go ahead and grab this. It does get rid of both the horns and the wood trinkets, which is going to really limit what we have access to. We're probably only going to be able to do Wraith Sight and Spirited Away, so we'll get one of these.
The scent of blood and death,
which also is going to be giving them a little bit more leadership and perfect vigor for that unit, so they'll be able to fight as hard as they can until they are turned into a bear. We'll also go ahead and grab the Wraith Sight here, which is just fine to be dropping on Ostankya, gives her more range or charge bonus, and then the Wraith Sight passive, which gives her more, or whichever unit you assign this to, more visibility range, which will allow you to spot ghouls in the forests, and then more damage resistance, which is great. Keep the incantations wrath. Next, we'll go ahead and sign a non-aggression pact with Illyrian. Since he already has a defensive alliance with Tyrion, there's a very good chance that they get federated pretty soon. We want to have as many good deals with them as we can. Both of these factions get confederated pretty early on by those that they
I'm
are
waiting.
currently working with. L'Ariel for Sir Thara if she survives the initial invasion of, I guess, both Ostankya and Noctilus. Alright, that's all we can get you for this turn, though. Saving skill points on Ostankya. Skip through, and that'll be our turn.
I should tear you apart. Be grateful.
Oh, are you going to try to
my
pay for your
restraint.
life? Unfortunately, that is nowhere near enough. And that would put us at odds with probably most Volthwan, so you're on your own down there, buddy. Capture many provinces. It's only through conquest that true power may be achieved. Build your forces, take the fight to your enemies, and capture their settlements for yourself. The additional facilities and income brought under your banner will afford you yet greater power to wage war. So we're currently at 1 province. Now once we gain 2 more, we'll get a Obsidian Amulet and 10 extra Spirit Essence. Sacrifice to Mathland was performed here at the Cult of Pleasure, so we are going to have to deal with a Black Ark. That's not a lot of fun. Marathi is staying in the Grey Rock Point, so she probably knows what our plan is. If she was smart, she'd move Bane up to the Petrified Forest, and then they would move together, her across the sea, Bane across land to attack Ostankya directly. Oh, Kenobi. We also need to research some technologies. I think I already saw this one. If we complete 8 of them, we'll gain the White Cloak of Ulrich, 12 armor, and the White Cloak of Ulrich. Enemies attack at speed, and the Helm of Discord, which is always a good pickup. Gives you 10 extra armor, and then the activated ability on cooldown of 90 seconds that just drops melee attack and defense by 24, which is a death sentence for most melee infantry. Also pretty good at eliminating enemy lords and heroes, but it's much more scary against infantry.
It is settled.
Before I move in,
Boarding Kislev
he claims it's settled.
chaos.
This is kind of the point where we are staring down the barrel of a
Reign secure.
probably pretty aggressive Marathi.
Hag sorceress of Grom.
Leaving the Hag Hall probably actually put us at a disadvantage overall. So let's have Kevin hold the line up here in the north. We will send Gotrek and Felix back down south. We'll have them camp out in the forest,
Out
boost
of
up
the wilds,
Troll.
Guardian of the land.
Exactly. Our income is so low, I really don't want you to recruit any more troops, so you're going to be stuck here at the Bleak Hole
Champion
with
of
whatever we
Kislev.
have, which is honestly not bad. You guys hold up here. We will colonize Hag Hall once we've tried to make a little bit better friends with Naestra and Arahan. 3 more turns before we can start going for the Frost Maidens. Let's do... Got Typhlosis now, the Hushed Cast. Typhlosis basically just makes the, if you assign this to a unit, the 24 of the melee attack and defense just makes them useless for the entire battle. Which would be really good on a unit of like Blackguard or maybe Witch Elves. But we could also use the Spirited Away to summon in bears in their line with our really weak spiders, which I think is going to be the call here. We'll sacrifice them for the greater good. The other one I really want to try out for the spiders is the Spectre's Miasma, where they will explode when they die with 100% armor piercing and magical damage. So we can just send this into a group of armored, pretty much anything, and watch the spiders start exploding. Little explosive spiders. Assuming 100 Spirit Essence has given us 1,000 treasury. Sold.
Who calls?
Let's go ahead and give Ostankya. I'm gonna give her the Boyd. We can't afford them though. First, use Streltsy for being so expensive.
Bring in the harvest.
We really now need these
Or fast.
hatchlings again. They cost about 60 apiece, 62. That's pretty cost effective. I mean, they're not great, but if we put a bear on them, they become much better, don't they? We can only afford 2 more Kossars, which is still 2 more arrows, 2 more archer units to throw at the enemy.
Witch?
I wanted to do kind of a blitz on Marathi. Don't know if we're gonna be able to though. Is the Petrified Forest a main settlement?
See my
No, but then we
clothes.
would absolutely get jumped by 2 armies.
Fangs and talons.
I'm also sad we don't have any Seaborn. I guess there is this. No, that's nothing at all. It's just a tent out on an island. Well then,
Defender of Kislev.
we kick out some of Kevin's units, that way we can have Ostankya with a full force, even if they are just Kossars. I think bringing Gotrek and Felix down should be enough. That arrogance has got us in trouble before. She's got Demonettes already. Alright. Demonettes, 2 Witch Elves, and then a whole bunch of Dark Shards. Which, the Dark Shards aren't too much of an issue, we can just kind of hide with our Akshina. How much range do you guys have? Only 125? I mean, as soon as they close that gap, we're in trouble, but only 125 we should be able to exploit pretty well. Alright, we'll try something a little bit sneaky.
Kislev's strength is
They can't afford to give you any more units. Yo, wait, we're going to anyway. So 2 more Kossars, and then we're going to declare war on Marathi, try to start drawing her over, because she's not going to come to us otherwise. We'll use Gotrek and Felix as bait. We'll have them just raid here, and then set Ostankya behind them in an ambush, and that should be enough. Or, as soon as Marathi leaves Grey Rock Point, they're striking here, and then using the Corruption Purification Chant to eliminate all of her Slaneshi corruption, and that should weaken her source of power quite considerably. Bounce through. Why are you deteriorating? Big Toad does not like Mother Ostankya. You guys have so much in common.
Fell sorcery.
You can both likely move continents. Alright. We are at 1400. That's not terrible. We'll skip on through and let's give it another turn.
You are the worst person.
You are the worst person I've ever met. Facts. The rune of Cain will burn bright upon my brow. Well, and then you'll explode horribly. So she's beat us to it and has declared war. That's the best line. You're the worst person I've ever met. Oh, hello. Then she flash steps right up to our door. Ooh, Ostankya has also become General Grievous. Excellent. 4 arms are better than 2. Oven's Curse Mark. So now that we've unlocked a West battle, we need to beat down Marathi first, but this will unlock us the Coven's Curse Mark, dropping Winds of Magic and campaign movement range, and then disables March, Underway, and Teleportation stances. So this will be how we dropkick the Changeling out of existence once we find him. Bird. We'll go ahead and read our flavor text. Something burrows deep beneath the earth, reeking of sinister corruption. An underway, perhaps, infested with filthy vermin. Whatever the cause, its rot has withered the land, with every ounce of its power emanating from a single point of infection. Such power could be used in the creation of a new hex, one that could entrap such vile trespassers before they even have a chance to plant their virulent seeds of corruption forever. Seek out the source of this cancerous blight. Essence of whatever lies at the heart of this scourge must be harvested. Give us a little bit of replenishment, and then the Coven's Curse Mark hex. Will the Bray Herds come? Ooh, over there for you. Perfect. I don't want to deal with them. So can I bring Gotrek and Felix up to reinforce? I absolutely can. Well, Marathi, you are in all of the trouble now. Can I bring...
Spirits, I see.
Oh, maybe not. We have to fight you one-on-one.
Why not ask old dead Ursun?
Well, I'd rather not. Let's go ahead and grab... Hushed Cast would be great for Marathi herself. But this one isn't as good as the Entropus, which will drop how strong her spells are and then give her a chance to explode up to 100%, which is my favorite to drop on spellcasters. Let's go Whiff of Madness. Because completely eliminating a unit from having to deal with them is just the best. Then we can grab a Fragmentia as well to drop someone down to 25% hit points. And since this is such a big battle, I don't mind using a lot of our blessings and curses on it.
Giant Slayer.
I'm going to try to bring you in to reinforce, but we may not make this happen. Marathi has positioned herself very well.
Eat up the miles.
Eat up the miles. This will at least allow you to protect the city itself. Alright. Before I do jump into this battle. Is there anything else we can chuck on to Ostankya to help her out here? She's got the Sword of Battle. We can't really steal. We can yoink the Blessed Helm of the Oblast away. Let's do it. You can have it back when this battle's over. Sword of Battle. Is it better than the Berserker Sword? Ooh, actually, no. Berserker Sword has more charge bonus, which she has a plenty of, skating around on her chariot.
Help
I'll find the
is
word eventually.
always appreciated.
Always appreciated. Indeed. So, Marathi. Seems that you're arrogant enough to come over here by yourself. That's unfortunate. So we're gonna go for Spirited Away on these spiders. Wraith Sight on Mama Stanky. Let's go Fragmenty. Ooh, Fragmenty on the demon sounds just perfect. We'll go with Madness on, say, Marathi herself and her assassin, and then who else needs a Fragmenty or two? We're gonna be using a lot of our. We'll go Fragmenty on both of you, and then we'll curse up the shades so they can reveal their position to the rest of us. But I'm using all of my curses. We might go for the other Spirited Away on the other set of spiders too. But then we have no way to recruit more spiders when we've then sacrificed them to the void. This battle's worth it. We're gonna have bears popping up everywhere. This thing should be crazy. And we are on the same island we fought Noctilus on. Hopefully it's more Eve for the Druki, but we will find out. Battle. Marathi, who's going to be doing the crazy Jake the whole time, versus Mama Wraithsight. Let it begin. Let the first of Marathi's many lessons begin.
Fearless before the foe. Now ask yourselves, do you fear the enemy more? Or me?
Ostankya is utterly terrifying, but she is going to skate around in the front of their lines, doing as much damage as we can, dropping down. I can't even remember the name of the spell. We'll have to get these memorized up. And dropping down the Vengeance of Spirits, which is actually going to silence everyone in that area, and it dropped down a pretty terrifying amount of damage per second. If you are to overcast that, it actually does different things for your units, which is quite cool. That's how the Lore of the Hags is working, how you are going to be able to, all of the overcast is going to more or less bless those spells. Pretty good shots coming in. We're trying to have the other Hag Witch skate through the Dark Shard squad there. We're learning just how good she is in melee. It's not great. I'm betting if you have them on the Slay Dirge, they are much more scary. At least able to pull through combat a little bit better. We've got some Shadowy Woods coming in to slow the enemy as well as the normal. Just keeping them slowed down so we get as many crossbow bolts in as we can and get our units into formation. The Demonettes have charged on into the Kislev Warriors. They're going to do quite a bit of damage for sure. Fight well, Warriors of Kislev. A few men fall. Fighting the Dark Elves is always going to result in a few of our own being crumbled. This is a very, very fast battle here, so I'm actually going to drop into slow-mo so we can see what's going on. Marathi, since she's got Rampage, is charged straight on into the Kislevite Warriors. Beautiful and terrifying, but she is going to not do great against a whole bunch of lads that have some pretty high melee defense. Ostankya's got the rest of the army over here and is just wreaking havoc with the Cauldron spells. Our Hag Witch took a little bit of damage being bogged down in there. The Dread Spears took a couple pokes, and we dropped down these spectral things in the woods, which got pretty quickly shillelagh'd by the Druki. And then Big Wendigo is now causing an absolute panic. If you remember, he's got a leadership debuff banner on him now. He's also got that Howl, which we just saw the effect of, which should be scaring off a good deal of the Druki that are left. Very disorganized, and they're all up in this this stretch of the forest now. Spiders and warriors going to be moving in tandem. Warriors trying to tie down the likes of the Bleak Swords while the spiders go around and finish off those archers. This armor-piercing spiders cannot wait to get more of these guys. They are performing terrifying comparatively to the other spiders, which actually we have the big bear coming in over here. We've got the spiders back. They didn't actually take enough damage to get spirited away. So they're going to be going back into combat, and hopefully we can lose enough health that they turn into a big elemental bear. In the initial fray, we didn't see because I was watching Ostankya. They were charged directly in. Some shades showed themselves, and I thought they might be able to win against the shades. We were very wrong. Here comes the other Spirited Away spiders. I would be lying if I said they weren't hiding in the back due to me forgetting about them. The spiders are ripping through the line, and a bear has been summoned. Blasting apart Kislevites is okay. They're rated for the cold. The Druki are rated for the cold, but not Kislevite cold. Combination of Akshina and Kislevite warriors, and big angry frost bear is going to see that handled no problem. Canine Assassin is trying to throw hands with the Elemental Incarnate, and Ostankya decides to lend some aid. Chucking some good old explosive birds, but missing. Missing, unfortunately. We've got them right where we want them. They're trapped in the woods, which is a nightmare scenario. We do have to be worried about Ostankya's attack. Even if you put her off of fire at will, she will still continue to blast things out with a cauldron, and it is just as dangerous to enemies as it is to your own units. In fact, most of our losses will come from friendly fire from Ostankya. Spirit Birds unleashed. We're going to have to pull back a little bit, otherwise the game's going to have a heart attack. We're going to get some of the slow-mo shots of it, though. Spirits ripping them apart from the insides, I believe is what the flavor text says there. I see the shattering across the board. And the Kislevites have done it. Canine Assassin being vaporized there at the end. And it's just Morathi running for the hills. She's a very, very tanky unit, but we'll see if we can't run her down here next time. And we claim a close victory. We did lose our spiders. They turned into a bear, and it wasn't the most impactful thing because they were fighting shades by themselves. So next time we do use the heat-seeking spider missiles, we'll have to be a little bit more clever. We are going to go ahead, and while we could take the replenishment, I think we need all of the gold we can get, so we're just going to pardon all of Morathi's men there. Her dark magic, demonic pacts, and evil ways have counted for naught in the face of superior arms, and a whole bunch of evil potions. Defeated Morathi, giving us a reduction to all of our hero action cost, and then a bit of self-defense percentage chance. So anyone who's trying to target heroes in Ostankya's province will likely get wounded. Which will be great. Oh, we've got ourselves an Empire follower, a bailiff. A hated face of lordly imposition. Ranked up in a province with low control. And we may have a couple of those now. Monkey up to rank 12, so before we jump Morathi again, let's go ahead and grab Mazorka's Wrath so we can have the Wiggly Spirit Bear. What else do we have here? Mother's Rally for Hag Witches all over the place. Spirit Essence cost for Hexes actually kind of drops our ability to spend Spirit Essence. So what if instead we go for Inspiring Chant? We can use our Mushroom Soup a little bit more often. Forest Lure is great too. Our first quest battle is actually not in friendly territory, so we'll get to the Forest Lure in due time.
Gullible fools!
Okay, so we've got one of your... Go ahead and dedicate you now. We've got Slay Dirge. A rasp of wood, freely given upon snow, heralds their approach. So 20% more weapon strength, charge bonus, and tears. That makes them more of a melee-focused chariot. Probably not going to do that. Wildkeeper will give all of our elemental creatures a stalk. That's probably going to be the one. Hexen, effect duration for spells. And then Mother Knows Best giving Ostankya more experience, magical attacks, Potion of Toughness, and an additional use of Potion of Toughness. She gets 2 of them. Now we're just going to go for Wildkeeper. Extra leadership aura size, and then it'll make all of our forest animals less tired. Gatorade for the forest critters.
Fight! If you're going to
You
fight!
can't reach it all, can you? We'll just have Ostankya come out and finish off Morathi. Make them build up an entirely new army here.
Steal their futures.
Indeed. Decisive win where we lose nobody? We'll see about that, won't we? Be kind.
Consume them in
Marathi has
shadow.
fallen, we lose 182. I think with this group too, we're just gonna go ahead and pardon those captives.
Let them go.
We'll just let them go, out into the ocean, Indeed. As long as they can swim back home. Tell you the tale, the last time the Dark Gods invaded the Motherland. That was a fight to behold. You guys lost Prague. 2 extra recruit rank for all of our infantry units, and Ostankya has a Shield of Philos. 5 more melee defense and some resistance, which would be good for skating around.
Heed my hexes.
Love to threaten Grey Rock Point right away. Only thing defending it is a few swordsmen and some crossbows. We can hold that off easily with Ostankya.
Yes, I see.
Let's have Gotrek, you're already in March.
Gotrek, Gurnishan.
Okay. We might leave Ostankya out on the ocean. We won't have as much replenishment, but we'll have enough that we can deal with this next city, hopefully. So we'll just come over here.
If you
As long as we don't get attacked by a random rogue pirate. We can't see very far down here, so he may be off screen slightly. We'll see. I think this is a blitz or a gambit we need to go for. Also snag in real quick the Boydanov's brawlers if we absolutely need them.
Drużyna.
As far as everything else though, we're just waiting. Check diplomacy. Have we gone up in anyone's estimations after drop kicking Marathi? Strategic
Your
threat.
best.
I'm helping you,
Noctilus reigns.
fool. Well, funnily enough, Marathi and Mazdamundi do end up becoming allies more often than not in our campaigns. We'll skip on through. Actually, Ostankya has a few more skills. Before we skip on through, let's grab... Probably a Wood Warden is a good idea. Let's grab Wood Warden there, so whenever you are in battle, you get a little bit more armor. And can skate through the woods without having to slow down. Perfect.
I have
Ooh,
communed.
a brand new quest battle.
I have foreseen. The lamp speaks
Slaughter
to
on the
me.
steps. Oh, this is Ulrika. The Motherland's enemies, both mortal and otherwise, have long sought to claim her. At least I think it is. Foes who step foot upon the icy tundra find themselves entombed in her icy grasp soon enough. And nevertheless, the safety of the populace can never be ignored. There have been reports of mutilated bodies appearing across the Sylvanian countryside. Indeed, this is Ulrika. A grave threat that serves as a timely reminder for us to secure our homeland. And now I'm curious when we will get the mission for the Golden Knight. Oh. Speak and ye shall receive. The Golden Knight, descendant of Lesa. Kill 1,500 enemies in battle. The Golden Knight is Kislev's living symbol of unification between church and state. The greatest living warrior in Kislevite soldiery, whose sacred duty is to ensure the peace and sanctity of Kislev's lands, regardless of politics or bureaucracy. The current incumbent would be a powerful ally indeed, the daughter of a notable fallen companion of Boris Ursus himself, and a warrior of grim determination. Nariska Lesa, which I'm probably butchering, who is not above seeking out more sinister powers to the west to help purge all corruption that threatens the motherland. What would that mean? The Golden Knight takes notice once we've slain enough enemies. And we've also got a quest issued for the Crown of Claws. Much reading. Mother Ostankya's eyes glaze over as she is suddenly overcome by a torrent of whispers from the spirits of the land. In hallucination, she scries a cave somewhere in the distant mountains, where deep within sits a cavern of rare ice crystals, a place thrumming with the ancient magic of the land concentrated in dozens of glimmering stalagmites and stalactites. A single shard of one of these formations could be a powerful centerpiece for Ostankya's crown, augmenting her influence over the spirits who facilitate her frightening spells. Yet, as she drifts out of her vision, she also makes out a cacophony of monstrous roars, shrieks, and howls. Something feral awaits. And that'll give us our Crown of Claws, which is the lovely 20% extra missile resistance ward saves. We can just kind of keep this in a squad of Slay Dirge Hag Witches. Could be a fun idea. Who are we going to be fighting? Some Dark Elves. Feral Bears, Dark Shards, Sisters of Slaughter. That's going to be quite the battle. We also need to go ahead and root up a second Lord. All in due time. So Bane did take notice of our plan. I'm very tempted to go in here and try to take him down anyway.
Who calls?
Our warriors are weakened, but the rest of our forces are, I mean, they're doing alright.
We should forage. Sauerkraut, oysters, fish, seals. The sea
Talking about over here.
is
Let's go ahead and jump into, we're gonna go in for an ambush on this side.
Kislev's timber carries us.
Bane wants to come up and fight Gotrek and Felix defending the Moon Shard, so be it. What we can do is have them go out to chase down Grey Rock Point if he leaves to defend.
Yes.
Got so many armies over here, don't they?
Of course, it has been a
Very long.
long life.
With Madness has been fantastic for eliminating the spellcasters, almost better than Entropus because
Leading you
they
into
can't cast
battle
spells at all.
against me.
We'll just grab another Fragmenti.
Better. Listen to your hearts.
Into your heart.
Let's grow restless.
We'll also go ahead and upgrade the Bleakhold Fortress here so we can grab Ostankya's hut. Rumors that a baleful glow emanates from this dilapidated hut. Windows and cracks. Every blood moon have not been confirmed. I can't believe they haven't wiped out the Ice Rock Gorge Skaven clans yet. Wizards of Twilight are
When do we
absolutely
fight?
slacking.
Only when necessary.
Now Kevin's gonna hold the line up there in the north. Check diplomacy real fast. I'm not thinking anything has
As
really
replaced.
changed for us. If we give some gold over to the Heralds of
Your
Ariel.
threat must be ended. In
this.
Ariel's name.
No, relax. Strategic threat, my favorite. I'll give you a small gift if you calm the heck down.
Yes, agreed.
We are not easily bought, but this is an acceptable gift. Up to 25, not bad. It's not so much to buy you as to
You called?
let you understand that we're not here to threaten you. That's not a bribe, it's a gift of goodwill. Right, another Dark Elf invasion force to wipe out. We could use a Stonky. Oh, it's Barathi again. That was fast. Welcome. So we might as well. We've got ice sculpting now. An important skill for acolytes of the Ice Court is to learn to carve and shape its abundance through the manipulation of highly volatile ice magic. Gee, they are becoming gray. Carved from ice. Recruit a character trained through the Ice Court, giving us an obsidian amulet for more spell resistance and 20 spirit essence. Not bad. Alright, Marathi. How many times do I have to keep teaching you this lesson?
Ends justify means.
Always. We are going to go for just Whiff of Madness and Fragmenti. Once we get Agony Succession, our enemies are going to bow before us. Okay, well, we'll just bring Gotrek and Felix this time.
Come on!
Oh, look, he's got an actual dwarven boat. This makes me wish we had the dwarf. Look at these cannons versus this little dinghy. We don't even have to engage, just blow them up.
Spirits bring death.
Alright, take two. Pyrrhic victory, we lose the spiders. That can't work for me. So we'll have to move in there and do the thing. Alright, let's go Fragmenti on one of the masters, and then we'll just Whiff of Madness on Marathi and the other. That way they're just going to charge in willy-nilly and aren't going to be very smart about it. We'll use all of our speedy boys to try to rush around and deal with dark shards. It'll be a fun battle. I am going to save this Wraith Site. Wraith Site's so good, though. We'll save it for our quest battle. Alright, Gotrek Felix. Time to bully Marathi once more. Alright, and back-to-back defeats for Marathi, but she is still building up. I don't know how you were defeated that whole time and you kept getting more skills. The old legendary XP dump for the enemies. We did end up losing another unit of our brave Kislevite warriors. They just die in droves, even with their very, very, very high melee defense. They're a great unit. Glad we have them. We are going to go ahead and not take the replenishment. We need the gold for more Kislevite warriors.
Bread and gold more than their deaths.
Akra slain. Lindrock slain. We do need to deal with Marathi once more. She's going to be coming back soon. Regardless, we've got a student research rate. From history to anatomy to science to nothing more than the bottom of a bottle. Yes, student that'll do that. Watchman in the Night. The existence of the Tsarina's secret police is no secret. The Watchman's ranks are not just the spies who root out the opposition to her rule, also the toughest of her retinue. Big, burly, not very sneaky spies.
Ostankya.
Actually got folklore now, so her attacks are going to cause the Curse of Iran here effect. Sold. Causes fear when fighting against humans for our whole army. Also sold.
Call me witch?
Dealing with upstart Kislevites seems like it'll be a cinch now. Evil of Earth. Rise now, Twisted Branch, and Mossy Stone.
Alive.
Oh, absolutely. This, I believe, used to be only on... It's on a few items, but it was an item you can craft as the Dawi. Scroll of Lycos for yourself. Speed, Stalk, and Unspottable. Not the best. In fact, it's so not the best that I'm going to give it to you, the Channeling Staff, instead, so that way you can decrease cooldowns and give yourself just some cooldowns already. I'm going to go ahead and combine up the Scroll of Blast and Lycos. See if we get anything good. Rask Lever. 4% extra strength for yourself, and then 8 more attack for anyone around you. Probably not a bad idea for Ostankya. Plan on having her in the midst of a bunch of Beowulfs eventually. The bailiffs can go on
Next one, then.
anyone.
Great Grogness beard.
Go ahead and equip you a bailiff, that way we can keep control well and truly under order. And in order.
A good old scrap.
Good old
Your
scrap.
words are nothing.
It is so.
Go ahead and wipe out Maratha here.
Move this vessel.
Go Drake, you move in. We will likely have to fight this one as well just because of auto-resolve, but what I'm going to do, because this wouldn't be much of a fight, is we're just going to act like this is an auto-resolve. I'm going to fight, I guess, walk in and watch Ostankya explode some crossbows, then we'll be out of there. Alright, catch you in a moment. And easy enough, even though Marathi is pretty terrifying. If she decides just to fly on in and go after Ostankya directly, you have to be a little bit scared. Ostankya almost got sniped there, so that could have gone quite badly, but it didn't. We lost 9 of the fighting, mostly because of friendly fire. And we'll go ahead and pardon those captives as well. Yeah, Slayer Prize is not giving us that much.
Kill those with their hands tied.
We can, and we just send them out in the woods first. Let the woods do it for us. Armor of silver and steel, pretty excellent. Also, that's for a hero becomes a legend. Definitely be giving that to Ostankya, provided we don't have anything.
Ostankya.
Yeah, Shield of Tolos is nowhere near as good. 20 extra armor. Should be making her a lot more chunky when skating through enemy lines. Potion of Healing we are going to also give to you. The Oblast.
Drużyna.
We'll hand back on over to Kevin.
It
This just allows her to drop in some heals, at least at one time per battle. It's a 0.8% per second heal for 33 seconds.
If you want
Not bad.
something done, send a woman to do it.
Okay, so we can pass off this other veteran warrior to Kevin
Chosen
there.
drużyna.
That way he can get a little bit more recruit rank for all of his infantry. Sounds great.
Heed my hexes.
We'll just continue to finish off the rest of her unique line.
Victorious, but alive.
Yeah, let's go for Forest Lure, grab Coven's Will, and then we'll start working back through the creatures of the land, or maybe just her magic, so we get more of the very, very fancy Lore of Hags. And to see what all these spells do out on the field itself. Especially since the Cursed Cauldron, when we were looking at the blog post, looks like just a fountain of doom.
Help is always appreciated.
Exactly, so she can't quite make it back to
Closer.
Moon Shard in normal stance. We'll go into
Closer.
March for maximum replenishment.
The ancestors.
And I actually think Gotrek and Felix can handle Grey Rock Point by themselves. It'll be a really long-term battle, but I think they would win.
Monster
So let's
Slayer.
bring them where they can actually go and invade if we want them to.
Embarking.
Embarking.
Champion
Since
of
we are still
Kislev.
assigned to this one province, let's go ahead and switch back over to Purge the Steppes for the control.
Drużyna ready.
Yeah, we're still a little bit hurting on predicted income, so as soon as we've got a couple more buildings in, Arnheim's about to upgrade, we'll go immediately for the Silent Grove. And then also the building that will give us the forest critters. Just replace that all up. Next technology we are going to go for is the Troll Country Pathfinder. Give us more movement range, and then all of our Akshina will be 15% faster. And then we're going to cycle back over to the Kislev tree here, which has some pretty good buffs that I think we want sooner rather than later. Icecade Collars are actually pretty good because it is going to buff up our Things in the Woods as well as the Snow Leopards. Ice Court Indoctrination is going to be pretty solid just for giving us an extra recruit rank for all of our Kislev units, so I'm guessing that's anything that's not a forest critter. Relief Columns is alright. Research rate is really fantastic. Just, here's 10% more research rate.
We prepare. Chaos waits for no one.
Indeed. Since Kevin's spent so many turns doing nothing here, we're going to want to pull him out.
Follow my lead.
Although, since it is low control,
Light the heart fires.
you stay here. If you are leaving a general in an area with high control, they'll start actually losing. Let's see if it actually shows you the negative side of Grievous. It's not, but there is actually a negative side to this that it's hiding from you. Or if you leave them in a settlement with high control for too long, they will start building up that negative control trait.
To the next one, then.
Alright. Any deals to be had
At
after
your
we've
service.
beaten Marathi down a second time?
Death and destruction.
Noctilus is willing to offer us a bit more gold for peace, but there's only the void for you, my friend.
A good old scrap.
Alright, the Dracula Coven bites the dust. Hopefully that wasn't due to a certain brass bulb. We'll have to find out, won't we? Evan is now authoritarian. Perfect. Just what we wanted. And now we've got a new
Guardian
plague.
of the land.
This is concerning. That means they've got a full stack hiding in here as well.
What?
When Clan Gritus does decide to come on out after us, it's going to be scary.
Rat favors Mimi.
Fighting Hexawaddle and the Exiles. Interesting. Means they've likely settled back in the Hag Hall as well. Exploring too deep into an ancient cave, they brought back a Balrog. Or a hitherto unknown and devastating disease. One which now spreads like wildfire throughout the populace. Where the coughing, spurn the sneezing, run screaming from the feverish. 5 Dirt Corruption. We don't care about. Hag witches will quarantine them in no time. Alright, that Silent Grove is so expensive. Let's maybe first grab in the harbor for a bit more income and growth. And then we should also be able to grab the Earth and Hollow there for the spider hatchlings and cave bats.
The land's protector.
Thora, are you going out to cause some problems? Kinda looks like it.
Of course.
Swiggity swiggity, are you at war with Skeggy?
I bid you welcome to the court of the Phoenix King.
Oh, now you're at war with Etain. What are you doing wrong here, Sir Thora? The most evil of high elves you are. I was kind of expecting them to be confederated by now, but the answer is no. I bet if she sails out here and gets dropkicked, then the confederation is
Godric,
probably not far behind. We're gonna do then.
Ends justify means.
I'd like to hit Grey Rock Point and go in from there.
Whatever lurks beneath,
It gives us the most defensive position to attack back against the High Elves, or the Dark Elves. We'll do with Gotrek, bring him back into the Moon Shard.
Hold on, lad.
Can't really be very sneaky about this one, unfortunately. We've just got to kind of go for it.
Gullible fools.
Come down to the Black Sea here. Should be the shortest distance between these two. For the next turn, we'll give you plenty of replenishment.
She feeds her people, but occasionally drowns them. A fecal mother. Like me.
Oh, she's talking about over there. She's being crazy. We'll have Gotrek go into an ambush stance right outside of Moon Shard, so it looks like it's not defended at all. We've got so many missions off there on the side. We'll grab another with Madness and a Fragmenty, since when you do one, you kind of are forced to do the other.
For they have tasted paradise.
Alright, so my plan is, once we take down Grey Rock Point, we will start teleporting around and doing all of our quest battles here. I'm going to take off a few of these, like Capture and Occupy Hag Hall is a fine one. Provinces, Technology, Slaughter on the Steps, and the Golden Knight we'll keep out there. Second front we'll get rid of, and the Carve from Ice we'll get rid of. In fact, we could go ahead and pop in a Frost Maiden hero. It's going to cost 1,200. Since we're not doing any building at the moment, we'll go ahead and grab the Frost Maiden now. She'll be free to pick up once she's in. It's just she'll cost. It's not great.
The motherland's children are overlooked.
I know. We've also got a Lore of Hags, Hag Witch. Man, that is a face. So all of our Lore of Hags are weapon masters or strategists. Or are there no Kislev specific traits for the Hag Witch? That's a little bit sad. I mean, if anything, we're gonna go grab a strategist so she can zoom back over to Kislev the fastest. We just don't have the gold to upkeep, or to forward her upkeep.
Leader of Kislev's warriors.
We need you to have as many troops as you have, though. Maybe getting rid of these 2 Kossars will
My
be fine.
choices are not personal.
They're not.
Yearn to
We need
serve
the money.
motherland.
We only have 1 province at the moment. We're going to start claiming some land back from Marathi pretty soon. The big armies are done. We just have to press up on our advantage now. And so we shall end the turn. Making sure there's no diplomacy we get up to.
Them.
I'm
No
waiting.
more trade.
Count Noctimus.
Noctilus keeps wanting more and more peace. And yet, there should be none.
All water, even the
Alright, an uneventful end turn. We have ourselves a training decision here with our Frost Maiden, Kazahela, Slakta. We will make you a Frost Maiden of Tempest because I believe the spells on the Tempest line are just a little bit better than Ice. Plus, once we confederate up with Katarin, we'll have ourselves the best Ice Witch. Can we land on Grey Rock Point? We can indeed.
Kislev's foes.
So the next episode, we'll start off with our invasion of Marathi's territory. Well, we could just go for a quick and easy auto-resolve here. This one we will not, just so we can limit our casualties. I'm betting we would almost lose these hatchlings and probably take a hefty set of losses on our Kislev warriors. So we'll fight this one ourselves. Let Ostankya kind of skate on over and do her damage. Should be fantastic. But with that, I'm out of time for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by today's Mother Ostankya campaign. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub to sub on. Until the next one.